Today is my lucky day. All of the bolts. I'm quite annoyed. We are properly fucked. Hey, and welcome back to DAX.Overland. My name is Max and I will convert this Iveco VM90 to our new Overlander. Therefore, we will retire our old 40-year-old G-Wagon. My wife Danya and I converted it from a rusty piece of shit to a kind of reliable Overlander over the last years and traveled over 50,000 kilometers through 23 countries. Our dog Pongo was also really helpful and tried to support us whenever he could. After traveling for almost a year in the G, we decided to start a new build from scratch, including all the things we've learned while building and traveling with it. If you are interested in the reasons why we chose the Iveco over it and what I've done so far on this build, then click on the link in the upper right corner. It's a playlist with all of the videos. We got the Iveco since the end of last year now, and unfortunately we couldn't drive it at all yet. It was only taking it off the trailer and driving it into the garden. And I think with those kind of traveling vehicles, there's kind of a special bond in a way, because when we are traveling, I think there's so much dependence on that car, because if we break down in the middle of nowhere, we are properly screwed. And I don't feel that urgency with my daily driver. And I think especially those old cars can really be a gamble. For example, this one, we don't know anything about it. When was the last oil change? I don't know. When was the brake fluid changed last time? I have no clue. Coolant? No idea. Gearbox? Transfer case? Diff oil? I don't know. I guess you get my point. It's a bummer that we can't use the car at the moment so that we get to know it better. It always takes some time for me to trust those old death traps, but still, I love those old cars. This was the first day we got the Iveco. The hill is not super steep, but it doesn't really show on camera at all. It's the only spot where we ever seriously used the sand ladders for both cars, the G and the Iveco. It's a pain to get up there, trust me. Anyway, the next day I wanted to reposition the Iveco and its tail was just kind of sliding and drifting between the tent. It lacks the weight of around a ton or something on the back to have some kind of proper ground contact. And then I also recognized that the rear locker didn't disengage anymore. So both wheels were constantly spinning and pushing the car to the side, adding to the weight issue. So to solve that problem and give her some love, I will change the diff oils and clean the locker mechanism. Also, why are cars female in English? Can anyone tell me? So here's 7 liters of fresh liquid moly oil. Liquid moly, if you're watching, do you want to sponsor me? I've almost got 200 subscribers. Look at how shiny those screws are once all of the crust is off. Nice. I'm always still a little bit scared to find like the super problematic spots. Someone once told me to always start with a filler one and not with the draining plug, because if you drain the diff first and then recognize that you can't open the filler one, you're screwed. So first check if you can open it to refill it and then empty it. Also, I don't know if I'm stating super obvious facts, so I don't know, you can let me know, because I'm still figuring out what to do with this channel or in what kind of direction to go, because I'm not an expert, but I think I know a few things by now, or learned a few things. So I don't know if those things are too obvious and I'm boring you. Nice. I'm always a little bit worried with opening those kind of plugs for the first time. They are like so exposed to salt and water, and if they break, it's a pain in the ass. I once had that with the diff cover on the G, and I think I was laying under there trying to weld a nut to that diff cover screw for, I don't know, 2 hours or something, and it worked out in the end. But it makes me a little bit nervous. And now the draining plug. Hopefully I don't make a mess. It's open, yes. Oh, it looks actually quite good. It's a little bit dark, but I think it's okay. I'll show you the magnet in a second, but I think it looks good actually. I think this looks quite alright actually. There's a little bit of metal on there, but there are no big chunks or anything, so I think that's alright. Well, I take it back. There are some chunks that actually worry me a little bit. I'll get all the stuff off of the magnet and see what is in there, but I think that looks a little bit big. I don't know if I need to open the diff cover as well. There are some bigger pieces in there, but it always looks bigger than it is because the small stuff kind of sticks together. But I had like 1 or 2 pieces that were more like, I don't know, maybe 3 millimeters big, and I think that's a big chunk of the gears in there if it's coming from there, but I don't know where else should it come from. One explanation could be that the car also had bad bearings and metal pieces ended up somewhere inside of the diff. If that's possible with this kind of axle, I don't know, but it's possible with the G. But I think I have to open up the diff to be on the safe side. I hope to not find anything, because I think the oil looks okay. It looks old. It's gray. I mean, that's usually the case if there's some abrasion in there, like metal particles. But I think I should open it to be on the safe side. Okay, so let's open the diff and hopefully don't make this 2-hour project a 2-week project. Let's see. Today is my lucky day. All of the bolts just opened without any struggle. They almost seem like not being tightened properly, but I think that's not the case. So maybe I'm lucky with the diff as well. There it comes. Okay, let's find out what's going on in there. So I can't see anything bad in the diff housing itself, like no chunks or whatever. The oil is really dark. Let's have a look inside of the diff itself. The ring gears look fine. I think there are some kind of marks, but I can't see any chipping or anything else. Let's have a look at the pinion gears. I think I found the problem. I think it's the pinion gears. I can see some abrasion and kind of pieces that broke off, or I can't see the pieces anymore, but I see like dents in the gears. Oof. I'm quite annoyed. Like, this is a big damage, expensive repair that I can't do myself. Let's see. I'll cover it up now and I will find a solution. Okay, that's not the end I had in mind for this video. Seriously, we are properly fucked. I think one positive thing out of this is that a lot of people install longer gears for specifically that Iveco, because it's quite slow or revving quite high on the highway. So people change it, and we wanted to change it anyways, or we were thinking about it, but honestly it's not the first thing you want to do, to spend thousands of euros for those kind of things that are not completely necessary. I guess in English terms, I got to know her better today. That was kind of a first date, I guess. It didn't go well, I think. But I don't know, maybe I jinxed it in a way. You got to love those cars, otherwise you can't do it. Follow for more. Follow to see how this will unfold. I'm really curious as well. So, see you next week. I hope you enjoyed this one. I didn't really enjoy it, to be honest. See you next week. Also, thank you guys so much. I got 2 emails. I got other information via Instagram. Thank you guys so much. It actually is amazing that you're kind of up to that project and that you're so interested. Thank you. See you next week.